obviously it's the 60th anniversary of the show this year, and like I said, people would love to see you both come back at some point, but Christopher, for you, your experience...
Only one person.
No, come on, everyone.
And that was my mother.
Guys, wouldn't you love
who's over there with the beard. Mum, you need to shave.
You'd all love to see Christopher come back as a doctor, right? See? Now, what would have to happen for that to become a reality?
Sack Russell T Davies, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner, and I'll come back. So can you arrange that?
Did you find it hard to be like associated with the character given?
Not at all. I love being associated with the character. Just don't like being associated with those people and the politics that went on in the first series. The first series was a mess, and it wasn't to do with me or Billy. It was to do with the people who were supposed to make it, and it was a mess. And the first series of any show, Billy did confessions of a...
Cool girl.
You know, first series, nobody wants to know. The BBC were like, we're going to keep a big distance from this. And then as soon as it was a success, they were all up close going, I was responsible for that. But they were all like, at a distance, like, this is a folly. Eccleston's folly. Piper's folly. Russell T. Davies' folly. And then when it worked, suddenly, oh yeah, I worked on that. They wouldn't come anywhere near us. And then they jump on the bandwagon. Those kind of politics, I'm not very good at handling. I can't swallow that shit.
So welcome to another video. It's Shiraz here, guys. If you just have seen the video I played for you about Christopher Eccleston, and this is why Christopher Eccleston, former Doctor Who, is an alpha male. Because, guys, this guy, if you just seen, was roasted Russell T Davies and the entire heads of who were in charge of Doctor Who. Certainly at the time he worked with them. And guys, and they're currently in charge of the new disaster. I've just made a video on that. Guys, you want to see it where they're slamming males and how they've used that as an agenda to slam males, okay? Check out that video, guys. It's done really well in the shorts. So, that's what the title of this video what is that Christopher Eccleston is, and the former Doctor Who is an alpha male. This is the reason why. Guys, this guy, from day one, when he was cast in Doctor Who, he left after only one season. When the season was released, if you don't know the history, even when it was first introduced and the Doctor Who's back, he'd already left that, but it was all kept under wraps. Because he didn't like the politics of Doctor Who, guys, alright? He didn't like what was going on behind the scenes, and there was a lot of accusations, and Christopher Eccleston has come out now more and more and telling you what was happening. There was a lot of accusations of Russell T Davies and certain cast members involved in kind of harassment, and he brought it up to the heads of department, and they just turned a blind eye to it. They didn't like the politics, so he quit. And all throughout those years, kind of BBC made up stories that he was Christopher Eccleston was lazy, he was this, he was that, you know, and he kept quiet. Just kind of in the last couple of years, he's come out more and more about the real reasons he left. And the real reasons he left was because of the bad politics, what was going on in set. Certain actors apparently sexually harassing crew members, and nothing was done about it. And he quit for that reason. And guys, he was in my opinion the best Doctor. I'll talk about this in my last video. Go check it out. And people loved him. People still want to see him come back. They're begging him to come back, guys, and the guy refuses to do it. And whenever he's asked about guys, he sticks to his story, sticks to his guns. He doesn't cover up anything for like other actors, guys, or anybody in the industry of movies, and anybody in the industry of creativity. You know, to protect themselves, guys, they just play ball, like they just play ball and stay timid, and they're just too scared to come out and say things. This guy, guys, is masculine as hell, guys. He holds such a masculine frame, okay? Even in these conventions, he's just straight honest. And this is good for your personal development, guys, is to, he's a perfect example of how you maintain your masculine frame, guys. If you're an alpha male, guys, alright, if you're adhering to be the best type of male you can, guys. Masculine males, guys, stick to their guns. They don't mollycoddle round things that they disagree with, and just to please somebody, they will say that, or not to get into trouble, or not to rock the boat. But this guy's rocked the boat so many times. He's stuck to his guns, and it probably derives from the fact that this guy was from a working class town, you know. So he's grown up seeing hardship. He's not come from, you know, kind of wealthy background as far as I know, and he grew up in a maybe kind of a town that struggled, you know, in terms of economics. So the guy didn't come into wealth. He basically got success in the acting industry, and the guy doesn't, as I said, he doesn't mollycoddle to the powers to be. I mean, I think he talked about Marvel as well, you know, when he was cast as Destro or something. I think, no, he's not Destro, he was cast as one of the baddies in G.I. Joe 2 or something, where he played a Scottish power magnet, you know, and he slagged them off as well. Not G.I. Joe, sorry guys, I think it was Thor. Sorry, I'm getting my information wrong. So he slagged them off as well. So whenever he talks about his conventions, he's just dead honest. And this recent interview when he was asked, just there at this convention, where he was asked about coming back as Doctor, he says sacked a whole lot of them. Now that's such an alpha masculine thing to do, guys, because he's straight out. He's not going to butter it up like, oh well, you know, if it's a good story, if it's a good script, blah blah blah. And you won't nowadays. It's very hard to find men like this, guys. Certainly in the acting industry, certainly in the music industry, certainly in these industries, when they get to a certain position, they're scared of losing that position. If they say the wrong thing, they'll just play ball. They'll play ball to they'll pander towards the woke ideology, and this guy just doesn't do it. You know, he just comes straight out with it. You know, they've been trying to get him back on Doctor Who, guys, so many times, and he's refused to do it because he's stuck to his guns. That's masculine. To me, that's what you have to try and emulate, guys. You have to try and emulate is hold to your values and your beliefs. And too many men nowadays, guys, pander to other people's values and beliefs, beliefs of the government, society, politics. They don't hold their own beliefs within themselves, and they don't stick to their beliefs, you know, out of fear of ostracization, or out of fear of you know, other people going against them, or getting socially isolated. This guy doesn't care about any of this, guys, and it's such a refreshing breath of air to see an actor like this, because most actors, guys, they play big parts, they play like machos, heroes, but nowadays, guys, they're just complete wimps in real life, okay? They're just pandering wimps, okay? And being from an acting background, guys, and being having experience in that industry, it's just so much more disheartening what they've done to the movie industry and the acting industry in general, because it doesn't serve for good stories and creativity now. It just serves for pushing political ideologies, and it's quite sad to see. That's why I keep a DVD collection, guys, of the films I want to watch and not doctored by streaming services, because streaming services force their choice of films on you. And if I want to watch a film, I'll just go and watch the classics, guys, but there's none of this bill in it, and you get real macho alpha male characters, okay? And guys that guys are still now like Tom Cruise to have those masculine traits, guys, those alpha traits, okay? So Christopher Eccleston is not afraid to do that, guys. He sticks to his guns, he's stuck to his politics about Doctor Who, and it's such a refreshing thing to see. And this is something that you should try and emulate, guys. All right, this is what high value masculine males do, guys. They stick to their beliefs, their ideologies. I've always stuck to my beliefs and my ideologies. I've never bent it for anybody. I will never bend my views for anybody, and I'll never pander to the politics of other people. It's what I believe, and I'll never be dissuaded on that. I'll never sway from it out of ostracization. It's not been in my character, guys. It never was. I was always a man of my own mind, and this is kind of like Christopher Eccleston portrays here. Some people are saying no, he's for the woke ideology. I've not seen any I've looked at some of the comments on YouTube saying, "Oh no, but he's woke. He supports the woke agenda." When he feels like it. I've not seen any. I've not seen any evidence of him supporting woke agenda. I may have missed it. So far, all I've seen of Christopher Eccleston is him telling it as it is. I mean, even when he was asked at one of these conventions, for years you said you never come back and Doctor Who, so why all these? Are you now again interested in Doctor Who? What you're doing all these Comic Cons? He goes, no, just for the money, really. So he's just downright honest, guys. He's honest. He won't even pander to fans. This is doing it for the money. He's just a man of his own mind, and it just shows you, a really good masculine trait that he has. He is quite a man of high masculinity, guys, because he doesn't bend in any of this, right? Whereas if you get a more feminized man, a more feminized actor, guys, they're going to pander, right? They're going to pander to the ideologies of a production company. Or he doesn't care, guys, if they cast him in Doctor Who again. He doesn't care if they ask him back. He says, only reason I'll come back is sack Russell T Davies, sack blah, 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 blah. That's never going to happen, guys, because these people are obviously grouped together, and in a group together, and there's this obviously Russell T Davies, in my opinion, is using Doctor Who as a platform to throw his ideologies and all his woke values on this well, it was a fantastic sci-fi program, and he's just using it as a platform to get his values and socialization in people. It's no longer the program it was, and this is the reason I think Christopher Eccleston won't come back to this, because he doesn't want to get involved with this muck. And these are the reasons why this guy's like highly alpha, guys. He just says it as it is. He's stuck to his guns. He's never bent on what he said. He's never come back to the 50th anniversary, his 60th anniversary. He's been asked back, definitely, because I read that he was in talks with Stephen Moffat about possibly coming back, but it just didn't pan out, obviously, because these others were involved. So he's highly masculine, guys, and you've got to try and emulate this as well. You've got to stick to your core beliefs, values, guys, and never bend it for anybody. This is what being masculine is all about, guys. It's about being a leader. It's about having your own values, beliefs, good values, good beliefs, good belief systems, good morals, empathy, all this kind of stuff, and sticking to your guns, not bending for somebody and not bending for somebody's sick ideologies, okay? But obviously have good moral ideologies, have good moral values, guys, and stick to it. And Eccleston has good moral values, because this is the kind of real reason he left Doctor Who, was because of can't get my words out here, because of things that were going on in set that was slightly immoral, and this is the reason he left it, because he shed light on it, and it was getting ignored, for the fact that they didn't care about what was happening. They just wanted the filming to go on and get the Doctor Who out and the money side of it and stuff. So it's a guy who's highly masculine, highly alpha, guys, and we should try and strive to be similar. If you look at men nowadays, guys, they pander to everything. They don't follow their own beliefs, values. Even if we talk about the past, I'll call it the Rona, because YouTube will flag certain things. So we're talking about the Rona, the thing that happened, the big thing that happened, with the shutdowns and stuff. And look how many men didn't fight against that, or didn't fight. So many businesses got shut down, guys. So many people's business shut down, and so many businesses went bankrupt, and men weren't fighting. Men were lining up and queuing up to get the what. So it just shows you, guys, where men are today, where their values are today. They don't stand for their values, even when they know something may be wrong, or something doesn't add up, or that stuff that happened really shed light on where are the masculine males nowadays. Where are the males that stick to guns? Where are the males that will stand up and say it's wrong? There was not a lot of them, guys, all right. So it's really refreshing to see Christopher Eccleston slamming Russell T Davies and that crew. Shows really highly masculine, guys. Shows masculine frame, and we should all kind of try and emulate this. Whereas, you know, I mean, as much as I like David Tennant, I don't want to slag the guy off. Really great Doctor Who, but I don't think he's got much moral standards coming back for a program like this, and certainly not from these 60s specials, and being involved in that ridiculous political ideology storyline, guys, where they were just throwing woke messages and woke nonsense. And for him to be involved in that, it just shows you where, you know, his morals and his you know, his views and his beliefs are, guys. You know, he's come back and he's pandering and he's playing out these scripted moral socialized values for them, and because of, obviously, you know, his character and being a doctor for so many years, you know. Whereas, you know, if you had any morals or values, you wouldn't come back to something like that. You'd just take a look at the script and say no. But he's obviously come back for that. Maybe money, maybe whatever. You know, I'm not slagging the guy off. Great Doctor Who, but coming back for something like that, you've got to question where his morality is and where his scruples are, you know, to come back and do this type of script and show. Certainly when it had so many woke and disgusting nonsense messages in it. So with that said, guys, so Christopher Eccleston, this is the reason Christopher Eccleston is an alpha male, and you these are the kind of lessons you can learn off somebody like Christopher Eccleston, you know. And top is a fantastic actor, in my opinion, one of the best Doctor Who's, guys. Alright, this will have to do another topic on Doctor Who here for you guys, alright, to show you an example of what you can learn off this guy, you know, for yourself, and, you know, to develop yourself as a man, and just attributes. He shows a lot of strong attributes, guys, as a person. Forget, you know, even saying a man or masculinity, right? Even as a person, he shows many strong characteristics and good characteristics, and he stands up for himself, and he stands up about what he believes, all right? Whether you disagree with that or agree with that, because I see a lot of comments, people saying, oh no, this guy's arrogant, he's blah blah blah, he's this, he's that. You know, no, he says, you know, what he feels and what he believes in. There should be more men that do this and come out and say this, you know, but they're not. You know, this is why, I mean, the guys that do it, guys, we can understand why, because look what happens to them. They get ostracized, guys, even if they're in a high-powered they're hyper social influencers like Andrew Tate. Look what happened to him, Russel Brand. So I can understand why some men may be reluctant to behave in this manner, but yet you have to stick to your masculine beliefs, guys. You have to stick to your core beliefs as a man, and you can't be dissuaded from that. You can't be anything you're not just because of peer pressure or wokeness or the woke pressure. You have to stick to your guns. That's not being masculine, guys, to sway away from what you really believe in, what you are, and you know, that's not being a male. That's not, certainly in my opinion, being a masculine man. You've got to stick to your guns and follow your beliefs and your views. Okay, and with that said, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you got some value and learned something off this, guys. As I say, this is not here to preach to you guys. This is here to help you out, to give you some value. I hope you got value off it. That's why I make these videos, fellas, alright? Take heed of Christopher Eccleston. Look at the behaviour of this guy and how he sticks to his guns, guys. He stuck to his guns for the last 10 years, so since he left the Doctor Who series. So I'm just glad he roasted Russell T Davies, to be honest with you. So you can learn a lot of Christopher Eccleston, hats off, and that's why he still is the best Doctor Who, guys. In my opinion, he's the most alpha Doctor Who. So with that said, guys, I'm going to leave you here till the next one. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Support me. A lot of other good things coming up in 2024. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Your eyes out.